Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to exam 2, number 2, review. So we want to find critical values for these three functions. So what we need to do then is figure out, one, the derivatives of these functions, and two, where they're equal to 0 or where they're undefined. So start with A. F of x is equal to 4 plus 8x minus x squared. So take a derivative, and you get 8 minus 2x. Factor out a minus 2, and you get x minus 4. So this guy has critical points x equal to 4. And that's the only one. Part B. So now we've got this nice fraction. So x squared plus 3x plus 10 over x minus 7. F prime of x isn't going to be the most fun thing to calculate, but low d high plus 6x minus high d low all divided by x minus 7 squared. Okay, so now we have the not so fun process of algebra. So we get 3x cubed by foiling there, plus 6x squared minus 21x squared minus 42x minus x cubed minus 3x squared, and that's it. But we have to make sure we're dividing by x minus 7 squared. So let's see what we got. 2x squared, 2x squared, or 2x cubed, sorry, 2x cubed. And then we have a 6x squared minus 21x squared is minus 15. Minus another 3 is minus 18x squared. Then we have this minus 42x sitting by itself over x minus 7 squared. So I can factor out a 2 from everything for sure, and also an x. So I get x squared minus 9x minus 21. All divided by x minus 7 squared. So that's looking, oops, I just noticed. This is incorrect. So I have plus 6x squared minus 21 is, no, that's right, sorry. Yeah, so factor out the 2x, just going to make sure that this is all correct. Minus 3x squared, yep, okay. So then we find zeros of this. So we need x equals 0 on top, x squared minus 9x minus 21 equals 0, or the denominator, x minus 7 squared, is equal to 0. So this gives us also x equals 7. And then this last thing we can use quadratic formula on. X equals minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a, which is equal to 9 plus or minus square root, this will be 81, minus 4 times 1 times minus 21 is 82. So plus 82, all divided by 2. equals 9 plus or minus root 163 divided by 2, and that's our final answer. So we have x equals 0, 7, 9 over 2 plus or minus root 163 over 2. And those are all the possibilities. Next up, number 3, x sine of x. So let's take a derivative. Let's call this g of x. G prime of x by the product rule is first times derivative of the second, x cosine x plus second times derivative of the first, which is plus sine of x. And we set this equal to 0 now. This is defined everywhere because sine and cosine are defined everywhere. X cosine x plus sine of x. And we get x cosine x equals minus sine of x. Or in other words, x is equal to minus tan x. And this has infinitely many solutions and it's hard to solve for. So I'm going to make a note to myself and a note on here. No good closed solution, which is to say you can't write it as a formula. We could estimate a lot of these zeros using Newton's method. That's a good thing to talk about. But this we can't solve all on its own. So we're just going to set it up like that and say anywhere this happens, we're good. Okay.